The insult didn't hit me all at once. It arrived slowly, like a cold wind seeping through the cracks of a long-forgotten home, brushing against insecurities I'd spent a lifetime stitching shut. Maybe it didn't hurt immediately because I was stirring his favorite chicken soup, the smell of ginger and pepper swirling around me like a warm memory. Maybe it didn't hurt because I had spent 30 years convincing myself that motherhood meant swallowing pain quietly. Or maybe it didn't hurt because it came from the lips of the child I had raised through blistered hands, sleepless nights, and endless sacrifice. But when my son finally said the words, "You'll embarrass me at the corporate party, just stay home, Mom," something deep inside me cracked. My son, the man I raised and lost. "Stay home, Mom, please." Adil's voice was sharp, clipped, too controlled, the way people speak when they're embarrassed but pretending not to be. I froze mid-stir, ladle hovering over the pot. "Embarrass you," I whispered. He didn't answer, didn't look up. Instead, he fiddled with his phone as if the tiny device could shield him from the weight of what he'd said. His fiancée, Hania, stood behind him, her expression impatient, like someone silently urging him, just get it over with. "You know how these events are," Adil said. "It's a high-end corporate gathering. My colleagues and seniors will be there. I don't want anyone judging me because of how you dress or how you talk." He didn't need to finish it. "Because of what I am, a widow, a retired school cafeteria worker, a simple woman without polished English branded clothes or fancy manners." "I bought a new dress," I said softly. Yes, it's fine," he said quickly, waving it away. "But it's not really that type of event, and you get shy around crowds." Shy, he thought I was shy. He had no idea the storms I had survived. Hania stepped forward. "Auntie, really, it's better if you rest. These parties are boring anyway." Their words were gentle, but their message was a stone dropped straight into my heart. I forced a smile. "Of course, if that's what you want." Relief washed over their faces. They didn't even notice the hurt beneath my smile. When they left, the house fell silent. The soup still simmered, but something inside me had gone cold. For the first time in my life, I felt like an outsider in my own child's world. The invitation I wasn't supposed to see. The next day, while cleaning Adil's room, I found an envelope on his table. "Annual Excellence Gala, Titanium Group of Companies." The gold emblem glittered under the light. Inside, the smooth card read, "Each employee may bring one guest of honor." Guest of honor. My throat tightened. Adil had chosen someone else. I sat on his bed, the same bed I had bought second-hand when he was 10, and memories washed over me. For years, I had been his guest of honor everywhere. School events, cricket matches, graduation. When his father died, it was just us two. I worked double shifts, walked miles to save money, wore old clothes so he could wear new ones, pretended hunger wasn't hunger. And now, I wasn't good enough to stand beside him. But instead of anger or revenge, a strange clarity settled inside me. I would go, not for him, for myself. An unexpected ally. There was only one problem. I owned nothing suitable for an elite corporate gala. But my neighbor, Auntie Zora, a retired boutique owner with a lioness's spirit, had everything. She took one look at my face and demanded, "Who hurt you?" I tried to hide it, but she saw straight through me. And when I told her everything, Adil's words, the humiliation, the invitation, her eyes flashed with fury. "So he thinks you're not good enough," she snapped. "These children forget who fed them, who carried them, who built them. You're going to that party, Naila, and you will walk in like a queen." "I can't, Zora, I'll only make things worse." "You won't," she said with finality. "You will remind your son exactly who raised him." She pulled me into her old boutique room, a place filled with fabrics, jewels, and memories of a life once filled with glamour. "We will make you look like someone who belongs anywhere she chooses to stand." The transformation. And she did. She draped me in a midnight blue chiffon sari embroidered with delicate silver work. It felt like wearing starlight. Then she opened a velvet box. Pearl earrings, a diamond pendant. "These are yours now," she said. I protested, but she simply smiled. "Let the world see the real you." When she finished my hair, soft waves pinned with a crystal clip, I stared at my reflection. I didn't look different. I looked returned. Returned to the woman I used to be, before life buried her under survival and sacrifice. Zora squeezed my hands. Walk in like you belong. Walking into the world that wasn't mine. The hotel ballroom shimmered with chandeliers like upside-down galaxies. For a moment, fear gripped me. But then I straightened my posture, breathed deeply and stepped inside. People turned. Not with judgment. With admiration. A woman asked, "Are you a senior executive's guest?" I smiled. "I'm here for someone very special." Inside, laughter and music filled the air. Then I saw him. Adil, perfect suit, perfect smile. He hadn't seen me yet. But someone else had. Imran Khawaja, the CEO. He paused mid-speech, eyes locked on me, then whispered something to his assistant. Why was he looking at me like that? The moment everything changed. Within minutes, the CEO walked straight toward me. "Good evening," he said warmly. "I'm Imran, and you are?" "Naila," I whispered. "Naila," he repeated it like a compliment. "Have we met? You carry yourself with such grace." Before I could respond, Adil rushed toward us, face pale. "Moms, what are you doing here?" Silence rippled through the nearby guests. The CEO raised a brow. "Mom." Adil stammered, "Sir, she wasn't supposed to." "You told your mother not to attend," the CEO asked calmly. Adil froze. Trying to recover, he said, "Sir, she worked in a school cafeteria. I just didn't want." But the CEO unexpectedly smiled at me. "A cafeteria worker," he said softly. "Then you must have fed and cared for thousands of children. My own mother was a seamstress. People called her ordinary. They were wrong." Whispers spread. Respectful ones. Soft applause began. Adil's shame filled the room. The CEO extended his hand. "Would you join me at the VIP table?" "I would love to," I replied. A son's shame, a mother's dignity. After the CEO left, Adil grabbed my arm. "Mom, why did you come?" he whispered angrily. "You're embarrassing me." I straightened. "Adil," I said firmly, "I have never embarrassed you. Tonight you embarrassed yourself." His breath caught. "You were ashamed of me because of what I am, not because of who I am. That is your burden, not mine." He had no words. Neither did Hania. I walked away, head high, sari trailing behind me like a quiet victory. The recognition. At the VIP table, I was introduced like an honored guest. Not because of wealth, not because of status. Because, as the CEO said, she devoted her life to raising a human being. That is the highest form of service. For the first time in years, I felt seen. The gala's final moment. As awards were announced, the speaker suddenly said, "We would like to honor a mother who embodies strength, sacrifice, and dignity. Auntie Naila, please join us on stage." The ballroom erupted in applause. Even Adil clapped, head lowered, eyes wet. The CEO handed me a crystal plaque. Lifetime of Service Award for nurturing tomorrow's leaders. Tears blurred my vision. "You are extraordinary," he whispered. A son's realization. Outside the ballroom, Adil approached me with trembling hands. "Mom, I'm sorry." I stayed silent. I cared so much about what people would think, I forgot what truly matters. His eyes overflowed. And then, he fell to his knees. "Please forgive me, Mom." I lifted him gently. "You're my son, there is nothing to forgive." But inside me, something had shifted forever. Respect is not optional, it is owed. It's a new beginning. Driving home, Adil held my hand. "From now on, you're coming to every event. I'm proud of you, Mom, I always should have been." I looked out the window at the city lights passing by. I wasn't going for him anymore. I was going for me. Because that night I realized A mother who raises a good human doesn't need to fit into anyone's world. She builds her own. Moral of the story. The story teaches that true dignity comes from character, not status or appearance. Children should never be ashamed of the parents who sacrificed everything to raise them. Respect is a basic duty, not a favor. When we forget this, life has a way of reminding us what truly matters. A mother's worth can never be diminished by anyone's insecurity or pride.